Hello everyone, welcome back. It is I, the Oscar-nominated a-hole, the a-hole who is sometimes a troll. A sort of one, not really. Yeah. Anyways, we're talking, I noticed recently within my algorithm, the algorithm, that I've been posting 2 videos a day, and therefore it's kind of stunted it. I haven't been following the algorithm, really. I've gained like 1 subscriber in 3 days, which I'm used to getting like 1 to 3 subscribers a day, so I'm going to go back to regular 1-day videos, 24-hour periods, or roughly around that, 23, 24-hour period, and talk about the accumulated amount of news for the day. Instead of making, 6 videos on one topic, I thought, hey, unless, of course, it's a huge topic, then I'll do 1 video with 1 topic. But there's been a couple topics that come around the news, and so I'm going to talk about those daily, and today is no exception. There's multiple stories, and at the very end, I'm going to show you a couple videos that I took of myself, and getting ready for the hyped up of Shazam, which I'm just, I'm over the moon. I can't wait for Shazam. Oh, by the way, there's also like movie reviews for it already out on YouTube, and they're already saying it's lots of fun, and they really enjoyed it. So it's looking pretty good. So anyways, the first thing we're going to be talking about is, of course, the most controversial, most wanted to know story, which is, of course, Captain Whammon, Captain Marvel, boring Brie Larson, and of course, but this, on the other hand, actually goes our way. Huzzah! The co-creator of said quote-unquote superhero, by the name of Roy, this gentleman named Roy, who actually was the successor of Stan Lee and co-creator of Captain Whammon, Miss Marvel, as well as other characters, lots of other characters. He saw the film, and now he's giving his views on it, and they are not positive, as positive as the shill media, sucking the cock of Disney would like us to believe. Instead, he's saying it was okay, it was meh, the general consensus of the audience, which was meh, it is what it is. Not that great, not compared to what these idiots over here are saying, it's the greatest film ever. Oh, but our buddy Roy, our friend Roy, comes out and blasts it full heat. First, he says the Skrulls were done wrong. He says he said that he hated how they ended up being the good guys. He's like, the Skrulls aren't good guys, they're bad guys. And I'm like, yeah, they are. Even I, who's never read a comic, but at least has known the lore, can tell you that they're bad guys. Like, it's just, well, actually, I have read a comic with a Skrull in it, back when I was a kid. Okay, and I actually have that comic still. It's a Fantastic Four book, I believe. Okay, so that was, I was wrong about that. Okay, anyways, on top of that, he also states, get this, that Captain Marvel, yeah, you ready for this? You're ready? Okay, you're not. Captain Marvel is not as good as Wonder Woman. Oh, what? Oh, the co-creator, the heir to Stan Lee, is saying that a DCEU film, a feminist DCEU film, did it better than Captain Whammon. Oh, suck that, Brie Larson. Suck it. You hear that? That's the patriarchy, bitch. That's the patriarchy, bitch. Oh, what? What are you gonna say now? Oh, you a victim? Oh, suck a dick, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Oh, man. Love it. Loving it. Okay. Do. Anyways, so that was the first little piece of news on my little tangent. The second large piece of news is, of course, in regards to the DCEU. Okay, God, I need to stop talking like Grace Randolph. The DCEU news is that apparently they are rebooting the entire thing with these films, and it has been confirmed in regards to one report as well as in a couple others. So, just based on how they're all going about it. So first of all, it's really seen the new Suicide Squad, the second one. Well, apparently it's not a second one anymore because the producer of Shazam, who's I also believe is the producer of Shazam, of Suicide Squad 2, came out on a press tour for Shazam and said, no, it's actually a reboot, a total reboot, retcon. It is actually going to be called The Suicide Squad instead of Suicide Squad. So I'm like, okay, so you put the at it, and then all of a sudden it's, okay, whatever. I'm cool with that, because I only like 2 scenes in Suicide Squad, so I'm more than happy to get a reboot. Please, and thank you. Does that mean Jared Leto's Joker is no longer there, too? Because if so, thank you. Does that mean the Joaquin Phoenix is going to be the Joker? I don't know, but that'll be very interesting once Halloween rolls around this year. I'll be very interested in seeing how that performs. Anyway, so we're also going to be also there is the Flash situation. If you don't know about the Flash situation, basically Ezra Miller, who's played the Flash in the Justice League, and all diehard fans of Flash, which I am not, but I've listened to them, and they said Ezra Miller is the worst thing on the face of this planet, and he needs to be removed. Okay, you guys know better than I do, and I'm not that big of a Flash fan, so if you guys are like, no, he's not the real deal, then I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I agree with you, I guess. Sure. Cool with me. So basically, he's rewriting the script for The Flash, but the thing is that his contract is up in May, so I think they're trying to push him out, which is good. Please do. The Flash was very on the border with me, and I think that with Ezra Miller out, we have a better, stronger DCEU. On top of that, yeah, basically. And then Wonder Woman, of course, is coming up, 1982. Or is it 1984? It's one of those. 1982, I think. Very excited for that film, because the first one was good, really good. Alright, so yeah, DCEU. Let's go. Marvel is ending up their 10-year rapture. They think that they can keep going, but I don't think many people are really going to give a crap about or shit what they're doing. Personally, I don't. Iron Man was my favorite. You get rid of Mr. Stark. I don't really care. I'm sorry. But Spider-Man! No. Tobey Maguire for the win, man. That's the only Spider-Man I care about. Tom Holland's was fine, but no, Tobey was the deal, man. That's my personal opinion. So, going on to the next matter of the news business today is something in regards to Star Wars, and that is that there has been a rumor coming out in regards to there being a Knights of the Old Republic trilogy, or just the Old Republic trilogy, underneath Benioff and Weiss. Now, I love Knights of the Old Republic, and if you don't know, for most fans of Star Wars, we would probably all agree that it's right up there with the original trilogy. It is pure, unadulterated, awesome. I mean, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Such a great history. I mean, Galactic Civil War, the Jedi Civil War, not the Galactic Civil War, Galactic Civil War, totally different. But the Jedi Civil War, the Mandalorian War, the Hyperspace War, just so much good stuff, and plus you got, Revan, you got Malik, you have Kreia, you have all the cool planets, Telos, Korriban, Malachor 5. I mean, there's so many great places, so much great lore in regards to this time period. And I think David Benioff and Weiss could definitely do it very well. They did an extremely good job off of Game of Thrones with the source material they were given. I think with the source material that they have with the Knights of the Old Republic, they have some really great. I mean, people hands down would say the theatrical trailers for the Old Republic games and such are probably some of the best pieces of Star Wars we've had since maybe Episode 3. I mean, you watch it. I mean, it gives you chill bumps. You're like, why can't that be a movie? And so what I'm trying to say is that I think that Star Wars definitely is at a state of flux right now. That Kathleen Kennedy is calling the shots. Kathleen Kennedy is telling who to say what, and we already know how she deals with directors in regards to like solo a Star Wars story and such. They she didn't like the direction it was going, so she changed the director to Ron Howard, to Lorda Miller, to replace Lorda Miller. And I mean, if we're gonna let this lady touch the last vestige of pure Star Wars, hopefully, when these movies come out, when they're getting ready to release and whatever, Kathleen Kennedy's 3-year contract extension will be up, and someone will be there to replace her. And if so, because I'm pretty sure these movies won't come out till like 2021, 2022, which is when her contract will be up. Hopefully, they'll be transitioning and allowing the new guy or new girl who's going to be, producing it, anyone better than Kathleen Kennedy, she will or he will take over and be able to. They just need die-hard fanboys and fangirls, like die-hard lovers of the lore. Not these corporate money bag scammers who just want to make money. We don't need that, okay? We don't need that in our Star Wars. I'm just saying that. Star Wars is very dear to me. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe for what it is, and I love the DCEU currently for what it is. But it's not something that I'm extremely invested in. Star Wars is something that I've been extremely invested in for decades, that I have loved ever since I was a kid. This is something like, if I was not religious, that would be my religion. Let's be honest. Like, it's just so good. It's just so deep, and the stories are so universal. Yeah, we're gonna fight for Star Wars. I love moments of the MCU, and of course, I think Captain Marvel's the beginning of the end. But just like I think Force Awakens was the beginning of the end, because I left the theater for that movie going, well. I mean, it was there. Like, I didn't leave feeling that was awesome. I left feeling okay. That was it. So, I think we need to change Star Wars. They need to change Star Wars back to what it was. Bring George back if you have to. Don't, just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you can't stand up and grow some balls and say, you know what, we were wrong. George was right, and the fans were right. And I think that if you said that and you just changed your ways instead of becoming ignorant and thinking that you're better than everyone else, I think a lot of stuff would go well for you, Lucasfilm. But apparently you don't want to do that because you think you're all better than everyone else. Anyways, enough of my Star Wars rant. That's how I feel about the Old Republic. If it's underneath the leadership of Kathleen Kennedy, it's going to go bad. But if she's out and we have someone better, it could go pretty good. And I don't think they should touch Revan, and I don't think they should touch Malik. I think that they should kind of be like, they should be center in mind rather than in sight. Like, they should be, like, people are like, oh, did you hear about Darth Revan? Do you know about the story of Darth Revan? Kind of like how in Episode 3, like, Darth Plagueis the Wise type thing. You don't see him, but you hear about him. I think that would be a good way to go about it, and just have a different, like, and maybe if they do have Revan and Malik, or a Bastila Shan, or the Exile, they should be like older, wiser Jedis, and stuff like that. Nothing else in regards to that. So, anyways, tell me what you think about that. So I also have a couple clips I want to show you and talk to you about in regards to Shazam merchandise that I bought. 2 things. It's not that much, but a little review. And a little fanboying that I went on, a little shopping spree, quote unquote, because I've tried to find a bunch of Shazam stuff, but all the stuff that I want is not going to come out until after the film has been released. So maybe I'll make another video in regards to that. But let me show you guys what I found. All right. So first of all, I went to my local Zaxby's, and there I found a Shazam burger, which I tried. It had honey butter with bacon and chicken on it, and looked pretty good. I think it was like $7, and it was pretty good. Very sweet, but pretty good. Then I went to a bookstore right in my area, and I decided that, hey, Shazam's coming out, so hey, I gotta get me at least some reading material beforehand, so I got me the Shazam Jeff Johns book. looks pretty cool. It was only $12.99. Online's $10, but yeah, pretty good. Please like the video, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of your day.